Next up, oh my gosh, once again, it turned off the camera. I don't know why it keeps turning off my camera. Ugh. All right, there we go. So next up, we're going to talk about a few of the classes that make up the phylum Cnidaria. We won't talk about all of these in particular. We're not going to really talk about Cerotozoa, but we're going to talk about these other ones. So first up, class Hydrozoa. These are kind of weird because they are actually colonies of specialized polyps, and they have a lot of different body forms. So the Portuguese man of war is a hydrozoan. Hydrozoans often also have this kind of almost look of almost like a plant, really. Like they'll have like stalks and what look like little flowers, but they're actually like little polyps. So they often look quite plant-like as well. Um, and sometimes they form these like really long chains, actually like over 100 feet long in some cases. Uh, and but in each case, they many of the polyps will have those stinging cells, so they are still cnidarians. These include the hydrozoans and the siphonophores. Next up, class Scyphozoa. These are kind of your traditional jellyfish. So the Medusa is the dominant life stage. So I'm trying to figure out where to move this so it's not in the way. The Medusa is the dominant life stage here. So kind of traditional, normal like jellyfish, that's class Scyphozoa. Slightly unusual type of kind of jellyfish are class Cubozoa. These are your box jellyfish. And so they look a lot like a jellyfish, but they do have slightly more kind of cube-shaped bodies, and their tentacles are a little different as well. They can be quite large, they can also be very tiny, and some of them have stings that are very powerful. So you may have heard of people getting like stung by box jellyfish and potentially dying, which has happened a few times. There's also one like the irukandji, which has this sting that it just makes you feel absolutely awful. It doesn't usually kill you, but it makes you feel just awful. Like they talk about, like nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, like spasms, like you also get this like sense of impending doom, apparently. Like you just feel like something horrible is like gonna happen to you. It's crazy. Uh and so this is one of the things you have to kind of look out for if you're swimming in certain areas of the world. Next, class Anthozoa. So Anthozoa, these are like anemones, essentially. They often lack a medusa stage, so they are just so basically they make a little planule larva, and that larva just settles and becomes a new anemone, and that's it. Their polyps are also a little more complex than many of the polyps of the other classes within Cnidaria. They often kind of have these folds that increase their digestive surface area inside themselves. They can either be individual, kind of like this guy, or like when we go to the uh tide pools, we'll actually probably see both individual and colonial anemones in the tide pools. But if you think it's like one sea anemone sitting on its own, that's an individual. But some of them also are colonial, again, like a whole bunch of little clones all kind of living and cooperating together. And that's mostly what corals are. Corals are a collection of polyps that are all cooperating with each other, and in many cases actually like share nutrients and things like that. So this group are sea anemones and corals, essentially. Next up, new phylum Ctenophora. Now you might look at this and be like, hey, wait, isn't that a jellyfish? And they look a lot like jellyfish. They are very gelatinous, similar to jellyfish, but they are a whole different phylum. And these are called the comb jellies. And I think they're very cute. Especially little sea gooseberry, these guys, because they really are like the size, but they're like a little living marbles when you find them in the ocean. I think they're very cute. They look like little peeled grapes. But ctenophores, they have radial symmetry similar to a cnidarian. However, they are holoplankton. They do not have any sessile or benthic stage. They are born plankton and die plankton. They also have cilia for swimming. So cnidarians do not have this, but these guys have those little like finger-like structures that they can wave and beat in order to swim, called cilia. You can kind of see them on here on this guy here. Also, instead of stinging cells, they have sticky cells. So these are basically, they capture their prey by sticking to them and then bringing them towards their mouth/anus and eating them. But they are not stinging. They are not venomous. And many of them are also bioluminescent, which is pretty cool. So that is phylum Ctenophora. So now, I'm going to ask you this question, which are what are two differences between cnidarians and ctenophores? So this is the kind of question you should definitely be very comfortable answering when it comes to comparing and contrasting our phyla for or classes for invertebrates. This is something it's the kind of question I'm very likely to ask on quizzes or exams, is comparing and contrasting these different groups. There we go.